son, Mistress Lakeman, and it's out of New York. They're loving the vibes. All right, we gotta go straight into the interview, and we're talking about marriage. You know, it just dawned on me that we should do another version of this. All right. So you know that this morning, of course, my guest is here again, and of course, she is out of Portmore. I'm gonna say, trust me, I wanna know what time she wake, because if me wake so early, what time she got up out of her bed to travel all the way from St. Catherine to make it here inside of Styles FM in Portland. You were in a rockabissa last night. You hear that? She been doing some. All right. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? How you doing?
I am blessed and favored by God to be here again. Morning, morning, morning to all the listeners out there. It's nice again to be on the show again to talk with you. Amen.
All right. People out there might just be saying, you know, why do I bring you again? But you know, one of the good thing about it is the topic of the show, the name of this feature is known as positive. And there's so much vibes that we get out of this program. And we spoke about marriage the last time that you were here, and it just dawned on me based upon the conversation we've been having after that interview and all the feedback and all that. You know, I just said, you know what, let's do another version of it. Let's do a part 2. Let's do a follow-up. So again, good morning and thanks for coming.
Good morning again, Mr. Baker. It's nice to have me again. First, let me just thank all my callers who had called me since I had last been here, and they had texted me, and I have responded, and I hope that I could be of a good help to them, being a counselor, and I've kind of give them good guidance. Since then, I have been getting the calls and the text message and the email, so I believe that I've impact somebody's life. So yes, I'm here again this morning to answer the question and also to do a follow-up and just give you some more pointers on the positive sides of marriage, as you asked the question. Yes.
All right, we go straight into it. We asked the question the last time, and we want to ask it again. What is marriage?
Okay, marriage is not about the wedding. It's about two person, a male and a female, coming together in one flesh, as is speaking in Genesis chapter 2. Together you become one. But there's a Christian quote that says, marriage is an exclusive union between one man and a woman, publicly acknowledged, permanently sealed, and physically consummated.
All right, you know that in Jamaica, a lot of people go crazy over this thing about marriage. But let's look at one topical issue about marriage: the sex before marriage and the sin that follows. Some people say, no, I don't believe in that. And what is right and wrong with it?
Sex outside of marriage, the Bible states that it's bitterly sinful. And sex within marriage is pleasure.
Okay, so you're saying anybody that is doing it outside of marriage?
It's a sin.
Okay, fair enough. Fully understand. No, the thing we want to move on to is the couples that cannot stay together for, let's say, they're married 6 months down the road, they're having problems. Tell us some of the reason for this.
As I said early on when I was here, that being a counselor and see the different type of counseling session that comes to you and problem that comes to you. Most of them, they choose wrong partners. Most of them, wrong motive. Most of them, they just want to get married because they caught in a peer pressure. And a church settings, you see where a young lady got pregnant, and because of she's in the church, she's forced by, per se, her pastor to marry or by the family to cover up. So most of these marriages tend to end bitterly and don't end fruitful because the different concept of how they approach this marriage. So I believe when persons are going to get married, they should make sure to acknowledge what they're getting into, before, because it does carries some problems in the beginning and the end if you don't know exactly what you're getting. Because remember, it's two different people coming from two different backgrounds are going together.
All right. What is it that could help to spice up a marriage life? You get inside a marriage, but these things need to happen to hold it together.
Okay, I have been researching a while and I've been seeing my consent, and I think in a marriage ones need to give more appreciation. Each partners need to appreciate each other. And let me break that down. You have some persons, husband, wife, who have not grown in love, but they got married, so they don't know how to appreciate of cherishing their partner. Example, you come in and you said, "Hi honey, how was your day?" And give them a love, a sugar before the day is out. Send them a text message. Let me explain something to you. Before you get married, you all have this butterfly and experience and lovey-dovey thing, and you take the person out to dinner and to a date, and but when you get married, it stops right there. I don't believe so. I think you should continue appreciate the person time and love the person even more, because you are now become a companion. Give gifts and be careful how you talk to your partner. That's also can help last a marriage, because disrespect does come in. Me married so me can treat you anyhow, and the way you approach your partner, it does detour in the marriage. So give more appreciation will help balance the marriage.
Have you ever found out that in marriage people are saying, you know what, I am at the top, I am the boss in the marriage, I am the bigger person in the marriage. The wife might say, you know what, because I am spending more money, I am at the top. Or the man might say, you know what, I'm spending more money, so I am at the top. Have you had this?
Yes, I have. It have. But what I always advise the couples is that before you get into marriage, you know the status of the person's job. So why is not going to be an issue if the man is working more money than the woman? Remember, the man is the giver. He is the one who's supposed to, as a saying goes, that what is his belongs to the wife. Once they become married, everything that he has belongs to him and her. But everything she had don't belongs to him.
All right, here is somebody starting off with text. You can send your text with a question 4531444. This question says, how do you know the person is right for you?
There is a love of a way of love of a way of portrayed self. Yeah. Some people in the Christian world will said the Spirit of the Lord tell them sometimes it's not always go so. But you can know you have love at first sight. You have person when you see the person, there's a genetic connection. There is just a connection where you can feel it. Sometimes it take a while to grow overnight. Just being friend with the person, being around the person kind of helps you to get closer, and that relationship sometimes develop into a partnership where yes, you can say we can make it together. I love you. We can marry. So it come in different form.
Is there any way this can happen, but it's a mistake?
Yes, it can. Because you can have the lust of the flesh.
Okay.
Probably that woman may looking good and you just lust after her and believe it's love. And it can be a mistake. Same goes for the woman. She may just see this man because she's appealing to him, but it not always be a love thing, and then she married him for the wrong reason. But probably, as I said, for what he have, money, or what him drive a nice car, he have some legacy or something, and just his own body parts, they come again at a lusty thing. And you can find in the marriage it does start to get bitterly because he or she didn't go into it wholeheartedly, but they go in for a different motive.
Okay, let's look at counseling. What is it that you tell people whenever you're doing counseling? Some of the things that you make sure whenever you are in a counseling session, you have to tell them these things because they need to know.
Okay, when I'm going to a counseling session, being a deliverance minister, what I do first, they have to do a medical test. I ensure that they do medical tests. and I had do like between 9 and 13 sessions of counseling. Why I do that? Because I go to the detailing of everything. I leave nothing out, because you may have couples coming. It's an example, a woman coming in who had abortion in the past, and there's a little affilo thing that when abortion, it can destroy the marriage because it does bring in a curse into the marriage. The man, I have a case where the man was homosexual for 15 years and the woman didn't know he was an homosexual. So what I do, I tend to go in depth with it, both spiritual and natural, before I even allow them to get in married. And sometimes I put them on fasting too, you know, even though they're saved or not saved, because I want when they go into this marriage, they're going into it holy. Because sometimes person come to you and they have skeleton in their closet, they have the bittered past, and I had to try to bring out that, so you are aware, the man is aware of where the woman is coming from, and the man is aware of where the woman, and vice versa, they know where they're coming from. Can you live with this man knowing that he's an homosexual? Can you live with this woman know that she had done an abortion in the past, you know? So it comes from various, but I do go in depth.
Okay, sounding good. One of the thing though, let me, because you're a Christian, and I just want to ask this question based upon the fact that Christians might be just listening right now. How should a Christian lady dress for her husband when she's at home?
Once they're married,
Mhm.
remember the Bible says her body become his and his body become hers. Now, I believe the woman should have that sex appeal attention. She should not be, listen to me, they tend to miss it, you know, because remember, the Bible says the bed become undefiled, right? Because they become one union. So I don't believe that she should be walking around less sexy. She should be looking good, attractive in her house, and do things to attract and appeal her husband in the home.
All right, I'm getting a question here. This one says, what do you consider a deal breaker in a marriage of 20 years, and when you know consulting can't help a broken marriage?
Repeat that for me.
All right, let me go. What do you consider a deal breaker in a marriage of 20 years, and when you know counseling can't help a broken marriage?
There's no distance that God can go to mend. It depends on the partners, because some partners when they find themselves that they get a better deal, they become bitter and unforgiveful, right? So when you find a situation like that, you have to deal with it very, you call the word gingerly, and take the two partners aside to see, oh my, you have to try as a minister to try very hard to mend it. But sometimes it gets so bitter where they decided, as the case where they decided that we rather go apart. Well, it's not the judgment of mine to not to say no or yes, but you will give it a time to work. You will give them strategic, what I do, I'll give them strategic way of helping it to work. Like I'll put them back on dates. I'll let them go out for dinner again. I'll take them or tell them to go on a vacation for a weekend, or do something away outside of the house together, see if something is missing. Because sometimes, you know, when two persons become one for a while, it become like a sister and brother situation. You forgot about the whole, you know, love thing. So what I do to them, I said, how long you married? You may say 10, 15 years. I said, when was the last time you go on a date? When was the last time you go outside of having a meal together? And they would say, boy, passes a long time. And I'd say, hey, so what I do, I would set up like dates for them, you know, and I would do stuff like the husband would bring home a bottle of wine. I do something to help them have plans that will help them to see if it could boost. So I tried in all angle before I see it's not gonna work. But sometimes the man becomes so bitter, and because of unfaithfulness, the woman may get unfaithful to him, or vice versa. But most time it goes back. Sometimes they make up their mind that this is it. So, you know, it's up to the partners them.
All right, before I go any further, let me ask you, how important is the word I love you in a marriage?
Very.
Because after married, let's say 5 years down the road, is it still important? Because we find that people, there's this thing, okay, you get used to. You're not saying these things anymore.
Love never die. Is the intention in the mind of people that dies. Love live on. But sometimes love become, because of what happened, it blocked the mind of the person who is in love. Let me explain again. Love never die. Love is an everlasting thing. And as the Bible said, once you have the agape love, it considered uncompromisable. So your love comes what may, it never die. But you have some person who does, because of what happened to them, anger, bitter, unforgetfulness, their mind, the whole thing just shut them. It does happen. It just shut them off from that person. So the feeling that they were having, so it's not much of love, but the feeling that they were having before is no longer there. But love is a thing that is generated within one heart. And you know, the heart can become bitter at a time, when depends on the situation that happened or you. But because listen to me why I say that. Example, somebody who are broken marriage and fall out of love with that person. Don't they love again? They go and they love somebody else again. What am I saying? That they are, that love still inside of them. May not for the same person, but the love still dealt within them.
All right. Somebody's asking a question here, but I'm gonna leave that one till later. But let me ask you though. Let's look at, we're looking at marriage, but the divorce part of it. At what level in the marriage would you say this person should get out?
Physical abuse. Physical, when it reaches a stage where it become uncontrollable. I would not recommend, because if somebody come inside my office and their parties are physical abuse where the law have to get involved and damaging the whole family structure, I don't see where in the Bible it says that physical abuse is omitted to somebody to be living through that. Yeah, because sometimes when you come to physical abuse, it breaks the person down, but it have to go to an extent, because some people said they are living in it because the person can change. Some may change, some don't. That's why counseling is very good. And when you find that as a counselor, see that this physical abuse and sometimes verbal abuse can be mended, because the man may be very aggressive and stuff like that because of his past, of him youth, of growing up, vice versa. You know, you can put him to anger management counseling and tone him down, because there's something within him that need to get out, that him not explain to the wife enough and she not understand it. But when it reaches a stage of physical abuse, I don't think I will go there. I don't think so, because you should not put your hands on a man or a woman should not be hitting and beating up each other and dismantling your physical self. I don't think so. I don't think so. If I find such, I have not come up over the years on a case like that since I'm doing counseling, thanks be to God. But once I see the verbal part and the aggressiveness, as I said, I have strategic way, or I have the couple to get through that counseling part of it.
Okay, people out there might be wondering, how can I get to this lady? But let me ask. This one says, love is all right. I'm. This seems like a poem or something of the sort. So we go to another one. Okay, I got your point, but it's hitting your wife a deal breaker. Hold on. Let me go. This person was going to a text earlier on, but let me go. Okay, I got your point, but is it hitting your wife a deal breaker for you? I can't get past the hitting. I keep having anxiety attacks all the time of hitting you, and that's the whole deal there.
Listen, that person, my listener, I would love to take my number so I could talk to you, because something is about something that need to be dealt with, something that you are suffering with, something that you are being. As I said, most of these men, if you're a man out there and you're the one who send the text, sometimes let me tell the listeners them that you are being entreated from a youth. You have seen your father is a trace that may come from your father background in abuse. You may grow up in an abusive home, and because of that, now that trace usually Mr. Baker come on this son. So he used to being some men, if they don't hit a woman, they don't feel turned on, and they feel that, that man ego thing, that they have to do something brutal for them to be turned on. I don't that person need help. That person need both physical and mentally help, because what happened, it may be something of his past, that a nightmare, something he suffered from his past, that is now spilling over into the future. And once wife you see that, I would advise the wife to seek help, because this person need help.
Let me ask you. You're saying something from the past. Would this be a case where, as a child, the father and mother was in that violent behavior?
Yes. 99% of the cases, that's how it is. The father abused the mother, and the child in that aspect, seeing it happening, cannot control it then, because they were a child. So that trace now he become a man now, so he tend to use that. Sometimes it's not no coincidence, it's just as I said, it's a spirit that spill over. There's a generation curse that now spill on him. That's so he have to do this also like his father. So it can be helped, because it's a curse, is a issue that can be dealt with, because he have been suffering because he could not react then, just probably stop his father from hitting his mother then. So he intend to develop this there's a tantrum, or I would say, so him have it in him, buckle up, that any woman who tries this, I am going to do that like my father.
Nobody could have dissed my father, so
Right.
it passed on.
It passed on. Yes.
Okay, before we close, and it's wonderful for you to be here. People out there want your number. I know that people out there need your number. So send on your number.
504-6296 or 281-9186.
Again, do it for me one more time, because I even want Chungi to get your name and your number, and we're gonna post it on our page, because just to let them know that you'll be here every first Monday, and we'll be talking about anything that is affecting crisis.
Positiveness.
Positive. All right. Let's move on. What is it that you would say this is so sweet to have in a marriage? This can help to carry the marriage along.
Communication is one of the key, and understanding your partner is another one. Love is the main. Love cover it all. And I realized that before we close, that most of the breakdown in marriage are developing now from sexual problems. And probably the next time we can deal with that, because sexual problem can detour as well as build a marriage. And because you know that we're learning the old school that if when you're mad at your partner, don't sleep at the foot of the bed, that old thing, and I tell your wife, don't shut shop, still give your husband the pleasure.
But you remember the last time you were here, I told you I know of a situation where the wife and husband sleep in separate rooms. So we have those type of situation that is affecting the marriage. All right. I asked the question the last time, but it would be good to do it some justice once more. How long after you meet a person should you get married?
As I said, it depends, because I believe in courting. I believe in courting, and I believe some sort of way engagement, right? I think the best thing, you get up to a 6 month to a year. Give yourself some time to know your partner. Some people want at the spur of the moment to get married now, but I will tell you as a counselor, take time out for a while to know your partner, build a friendship, have a relationship, be that person friend, and talk, be honest with each other, so that you'll know. Try take the time to check out each other background, where they're coming from, the family background, they trace where they're coming from, because here you mentioned earlier on about beating of a wife and the batteredness and stuff, and the sexual problem, because sometimes you have some men that they know they have sexual problem, but they don't open it, and that is why I always send them to the doctor to check themselves thoroughly. Some coming with disease and stuff like that, so it's good for them to take a time off to know your partner, and again, be open and be frank with your partner before getting into marriage. Open the book, open the closet door, let out your skeleton, tell them what is there, so and build a relationship, because you cannot go into a marriage without a relationship where you share it everything with. Honey, this is what happened, a girl look at me today, what you think, and honey, you looking nice, did anybody look at you, so you don't have no jealousy spurring at the moment and causing a problem.
So basically, you're saying to me, no need for surprises.
No need for surprises.
All right, thanks very much.
You're
and just
welcome.
remind my listeners of your name and your number once more.
I'm Apostle Petrie from Bishop Petrie from Out of Divine Signs and Wonder Deliverance Ministry in Portmore. My number is 504-6296 or 281-9186. 281-9196 or 504-9286, right? 504-96 9296. So you can call me at this number. I'm on Facebook. My ministry is on Facebook. You just log into Divine Signs and Wonder, and you can send in your text, your email, and I can answer it from there. Feel free to call me. As a matter of fact, Mr. Baker, what I'm looking forward in for the future, that as the program grows, I will go to establish a counseling office out here in Port Antonio, where after the show, person can come in individual to see me, so we can offer some aid of support in counseling.
Apostle Petrie. That's it?
Yes.
All right. Me make sure that me get the name correctly now. Thank you for coming. And, it's all right outside. The weather is good. And I hope that you really enjoy this interview that we had. And the next time you're here, we should be looking at the violence in the home. We just want to sort of some of the topics that we have. So we want to look at violence in the home. How can we get rid of this? I wouldn't say minimize, get rid of.
Okay, I will surely come upon that. But before we leave, I would just say to any married couples out there to complain less and give more appreciation and learn to appreciate your partner. And for the Christian one out there, listen to me. It's good before you leave the house in the morning, before you go to bed, hold hands and pray and come in agreement with things together. It does work together. So I just want to bless those married couples who are going for years after years. I know it may take some challenges, but you're getting there. And for those who aspire to be married for this month and onward, I'd say seek God, put God first, and seek good counseling and seek good guidance. And hey, just build a relationship with your partner. And hey, if you have any skeleton in your closet, let it out from now, so there won't be no surprises when you get married.
I have two things here. I know time is up on us.
Go ahead.
One, tell me, what should a couple do if they find out that they have a big quarrel like tonight? What should happen before going to bed?
Listen, man, that's a good point. Needed to amend it before they go to bed. But we women tend to like, me not talk to him and stuff like. Men, this is the time that you make the best love for her.
All right,
this is the time you make the best love to her. Even if she refuses, hug her same way. Even if you find it's your fault. Men, if it's your fault, make amend quickly, because we women can shut down easily and we not talk to him, man. So the full 100. So we need to, as a man, just make the approach. Women, if you are the one that made the trouble, just love your husband before you go to bed. Give him the best love, the best sex. Just love him up. Don't close your eyes before not loving him.
So basically you're saying, you know what? let us go at peace before we go to sleep.
Amen. Because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. You may never wake up tomorrow and regret it. I know of a couple right now, a lady who they had a quarrel before they go to bed, and the man she wake up the following morning, her husband wasn't breathing, and she said, "Honey, I love you." She was just there trying to make amends, but he had an heart attack in his sleep.
Wow. What makes you positive?
Oh my God. What make her positive? The word of God said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. And I challenge that word because I've seen over the years where I have seen pastors and ministers of religions and persons around me fail. So because of their failing, I tell myself that I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. I believe in myself.
All right. Thank you very much, Apostle Petri. And you know what, people, I hope you did enjoy that. And somebody say, can tell me the number again, please? Somebody want the number again.
504-6296 or 281-9186. Or you can log into Facebook, Divine Signs and Wonder Deliverance Ministry. I'm right on there where you can send me your email and I'll answer your questions.
And one thing, you're not a counselor just for marriage.
No, I'm a general counselor. I go for the school. I have dealt with suicide children. I have dealt right across the board. Across the board.
Thank you very much for coming. We'll go to a break, and when we come back from the break, just to let you know that Chungi will be taking care of business. I am out.
Stars FM, you're my number one.